Hi guys, good evening. So today I'm going to summarize a webinar or a session that was conducted by SEO Rush. So the webinar that I was able to listen to was mostly related to this concept called SERP features. So when it comes to this webinar, so this webinar was conducted by a person called Kevin. So what he did was, in order to come up with a certain analysis, so what he did was he extracted data from a SEO Rush analytics tool. This data was mostly comprised of 1,200 domains. So this data also comprised of things like data from desktop and mobile, and the duration of this data that was aggregated was from the period of 2018 to 2019. So what we are trying to look into today is how SERP features, or we'll call or search engine result pages, how these features have an impact on your websites and other verticals, and how it has an impact. It's more rather how these SERP features have an impact on the traffic that is driven to your sites. So first of all, there was a lot of data. There's 1,200 domains. There was a lot of data that he was dealing with. So he summarized it overall into data winners and data losers. So we'll start off by looking at the data winners. So when it comes to, first of all, we'll take an overall view of what these data winners and data losers were. So according to Kevin, the data winners were considered to be the entertainment industry and the education industry, where he saw a growth. So these can be examples of, like you say, Netflix, SoundCloud. Then when it comes to education, course. On the other hand, he also noticed a decline in the technology and references traffic. So over here, when it comes to technology, he refers to technology as search engine, like you see the Google, Yahoo, Bing and stuff. And when it comes to references, he's referring to things like dictionaries and encyclopedias. What he deduced with the data he got was that the overall picture was that over the last 2 years, the search or the traffic for, while the search for and traffic for entertainment and education grew, the traffic for technology and references declined. So let's go into detail and figure out what happened. So when it comes to data winners, this is just a summary of how different industries where the traffic of data, where the traffic has significantly increased. So if you can see sectors like education, science, accommodation, which falls under travel and tourism, then health, these had like a high number of traffic. And you can see the relative growth was the highest for education. And as a percentage, both education and science got 25% growth in the period of 2018 to 2019. He took a couple of specific examples to show live examples of how this happens. So what he noticed was, when it comes to sites like booking.com, falling under the travel and tourism industry, there was amazing growth trends that were seen in traffic. So not only when it comes to booking.com, not only did their desktop traffic grow by almost 50%, most of their organic traffic was driven by direct traffic, like people going and directly searching for bookings.com. That is actually usually something like that happening, what he says, is a very good sign for a strong brand, which means people trust you, people rely on you. So there's a lot of organic traffic that seemed to be coming into your site. And also what happens was, when it comes to a brand like booking.com, I think most of y'all are familiar. At least once in your life, y'all must have searched for bookings.com. Is the things they do to keep a strategic locking on the customer. So for example, as soon as you log into the platform or the site, they give you a 50% discount for signing in, or like a very attractive discount. So that itself is like very attractive for a user to keep going. And even after you leave the site, there will be a lot of remarketing that will be done. So this will ensure that the user is kept inside the ecosystem of bookings.com. So what is the logic we can come up from this point is that as long as the user is in your ecosystem, it's easy for the company or the organization or the business to control the consumer. So next we come to online education. So when it comes to online education, these graphs show the mobile versus desktop traffic. So as you can see, desktop traffic is significantly higher compared to mobile traffic. So what we can learn from it can be deduced that people are still, despite mobile being people thinking that mobile is like the way forward, people still prefer to have their learning done on a big screen, on their bigger screen. And then also when it comes to health. So when it comes to health, it's quite the opposite though. When it comes to health, the mobile game is stronger. One of the examples that he gave for this is mostly when the urge people to have to search for mobile rooms for health related queries. Like I'll take a timely example. Like these days, there's a lot of news that's being heard around corona. So let's say while you're traveling, you hear something about corona, and you get this urge to maybe Google it and see what are the symptoms of corona, what's happening around corona. So you get that urge to do it even on the go. So this can be one of the reasons why they say that the mobile game is stronger when it comes to the health search queries. So when it comes to data losers, like I mentioned in my previous slide, what Kevin says is it's mostly the technology and the references. So like I mentioned before, he referred to technology as search engine, and as you can see, there's a very major decline in search traffic for search engine in the past 2 years, as in 2018 to 2019, followed by dictionaries, and even when it comes to social media. So let's now go into detail about SERP, and let's see how SERP features affect the traffic to site. Like I said before, SERP is search engine results page. When it comes to one of the SERP features is the ramping up of Google carousels. I think most of y'all are familiar with this feature. When you do a Google search, the topmost result mostly will be a carousel. So according to Kevin, there's a 58% of growth from September 2019 to October 2019 when it comes to Google carousels. So, and the fact that these carousels are present will have a negative effect on other sites, for example, sites like Wikipedia or sites that provide you other information will have a negative effect, because people already tend to get what they want on the carousel itself. So there's no need to scroll down and find for further sites or further information. So another example I could say is IMDb. So IMDb is when it comes to movies, IMDb is quite a big platform. So, but when it comes to what happens when it comes to SERP features is if you see the knowledge panel, when you Google for a movie, the panel that comes on the right side of your search result, the knowledge panel, it almost gives you every single detail you might need to know about a particular movie, starting from their ratings and maybe a summary of the movie details. And even if you go down, you'll even they'll even list down the cast, the places where you can go and watch the movie and everything. So because of this particular search feature, sites like IMDb will be hindered, because a user, once they read up everything on the knowledge panel, the sidebar or the knowledge panel, they don't have the urge to go, scroll down to IMDb and go and click on the site and maybe search further details. So that might be a hindering factor for these kind of sites, the fact these kind of search features like the knowledge bar. Then of course another feature Kevin said that's declining mostly is the dictionary. So now this is of course pretty straightforward, like when you type for a particular word and say, I don't know, I just type ferret meaning, and it automatically pops up on your Google search, right? And obviously 98% of the time people don't bother to go down, scroll down into their page and go into the the dictionary site to read up further on their on the meaning of this, unless Google provides a very poor definition on the top top bar of the Google search, which I have highlighted. Unless they provide a very poor result on top, it's very unlikely that people will scroll down and go and visit a particular dictionary site to maybe find out what's the meaning of a word. So that has been replaced more or less by this search feature. And overall, when it comes to desktop, the desktop traffic across many industries is currently declining. So it's always like it's not like a particularly straight line, but then if you see, like if you look at the dotted line, it is quite like a gradual decline that's happening, where users tend to surf less via desktop. It's quite the opposite when it comes to mobile. So when it comes to mobile, the people who are searching through mobile has increased a lot in the past 2 years, as in the period from 2018 to 19. Now, when it comes to search results, so now when you let's compare a search result from a desktop versus a mobile. So now when you do like a basic search, like I don't know, for example, I may search for a cat, and then it says the desktop result you get is rather a very clean search that you get. It's a very clean result. Whereas if you look at the thin bar towards the right side of the slide, it's the mobile result. It's very in detail, and there you can see a lot of search features or a lot of functions like carousel, videos, and so many like small definitions and everything that's trying to give a better experience to people who are trying to search for a query. But the interesting fact is, even though there's a lot of traffic or a lot of things happening on a mobile screen compared to a desktop screen, the impressions on mobile is quite low. If you can see, I have highlighted in red, it's 323, whereas the desktop impressions are over 11,000. So what Kevin says here is the fact that even though people, even though you get a lot of search features on mobile, people are not even bothered to go and scroll down because they get on these search features. So there's no need for them to even scroll down and see, look for more information, because the first few parts might cover what they want. And also when it comes to sports. So when it comes to sports, also now if you can see, those days only people tend to go into like websites and they tend to look for the scores and stuff. But right now, like for example, if you type Rugby World Cup 2019, and if it's an ongoing game, it's like if it's happening right now, you'll pretty much get everything you need on the first Google search result you get. So it's even more, the clarity is even better when it comes to a mobile experience, because everything is very perfectly and very methodically listed down so that it's very easy for the user. So with all of these search features happening, like if you can see the desktop screenshot I have had it. So the scores are there, the teams are there, and if you look at the side knowledge panel, the description about the particular teams are there. So I don't think it's because of all of these features, it's really necessary for a person to go into a sports site to check for their scores and keep people be up to date. And as you can see, to back up this theory, we even have a couple of graphs where couple of sports sites are actually seeing a decline in search when it comes to their game seasons, or when it comes to their sports Premier League. They're seeing a negative growth when it comes to search traffic, because these can be owed to these new search features where people are making use of. And then the search features when it comes to movies. So when it comes to movies also, guys, like if you, let's say you type for a movie, and you'll pretty much get everything you want. You will get recommendations on where to buy the tickets. You will get the trailer you can watch over there. You would get all the details about the cast and crew, and maybe a synopsis of the movie. And let's say even if you don't want to watch like a latest movie, let's say it's like rather an old movie, you'll even get the ratings and reviews. Like if it's a TV series, you'll get a ratings and reviews, and the summary of what overall how the movie or the TV series is perceived by people. You will also get an option where you can put it to your watch list, or you can tell whether you have already watched it. You will get the option to go on to Netflix and straight away start watching it on Netflix. Or let's say you don't have like a particular choice when it comes to movies. That's not a problem anymore, because all you have to do is when you type what to watch, there's plenty of results you will get. Like I said before, the carousel option will provide you plenty of results for you to choose from.